Isaac was the son of the promise God had made to Abraham, make him the father of a great nation. And then we get to the story that we read together today. Details the account of Abraham almost sacrificing his one and only beloved son to an unknown and unnamed God. Now, sounds barbaric. We're not going to go into the Old Testament, all this. At times we're barbaric, okay? So, somehow Abraham rationalized in his mind that even if he did slay his son, that this unknown, unnamed God could raise his son back to life, could actually raise his son from the dead. What a ridiculous assumption and thought, right? Father, where's the animal for the sacrifice? Don't worry, my son, the Lord will provide. As he raised the knife, the angel of the Lord said, Abraham, Abraham, do not harm the boy. And there in the thicket was a ram caught by its horns. God provided the lamb for the sacrifice in place of Abraham's one and only beloved son. Now, this passage is rich with symbolism and foreshadowing and a bunch of other literary terms which we're not going to go into. But did you notice on here that Abraham put the wood on the back of his son, and his son had to carry the wood up the hill where he was going to be sacrificed? Did you notice it took them 3 days to find the place where this was going to take place? And there's more in there, okay? Abraham names that place on top of the hills of Mount Moriah, Jehovah Jireh, the Lord provides. Hopefully you've heard that somewhere before, maybe last year from your pastor, I don't know. I shared with you in a previous sermon that Jerusalem, the ancient city of Jerusalem, was built on top of 3 hills, which were known as the hills of Mount Moriah. And it was on top of one of those hills that God would actually provide the spotless lamb, his one and only beloved son, as a sacrifice to atone for the sins of the entire world. And it was on top of these same hills that God would indeed raise his son from the dead back to life. Perhaps it was the same exact hill. We don't really know. Perhaps it was Jehovah Jireh, the Lord will provide, on which the Lord provided his son to take away the sins of the world.